Do you have to pay taxes when you receive Social Security benefits? This is Ed Weir, retired district manager of Social Security Administration. I've helped out hundreds of thousands of people with retirement, disability, survivor benefits, Medicare, now doing the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. So if you have any questions, issues, problems, you need help with any of that, make sure you give us a call. But today, let's get right into it. Taxes. It's tax season here. So got that question so many times when I worked at Social Security Administration, but as a Social Security employee, we really couldn't provide obviously tax advisement. And I am not a tax attorney or an accountant, or I didn't work with the IRS. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the Social Security website and give you kind of the lowdown and a little bit of the insights of paying taxes. But I want to differentiate. I've got another video. Make sure you subscribe, and that way you get updates. I'm doing videos on a regular basis. I'm trying to build an entire library based on my decades of experience working with people with Social Security, Medicare, retirement, everything. So go through all the videos and see if anything applies to you. If you've got any questions, just reach out to us. But if you subscribe, then you'll be notified of all the new ones coming up in any type of new programs. All right, so let's get on with it. Taxes. Let's be. I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. So there's different kinds of taxes. There's the FICA taxes. Okay, so that pays for Social Security and Medicare. So that's what you paid for decades in order to qualify you for retirement or survivor benefits or Medicare. If you are working, you will always have to pay FICA taxes, unless you are in a non-covered state. There's some city, state governments that don't pay into Social Security, though they most of them pay the Medicare part of the FICA taxes, but they don't pay the Social Security. But most people pay, obviously, FICA taxes. All right, so those are different. So if you are working and earning wages, then yeah, you will continue to receive, you will continue to pay FICA taxes. And if it's one of your high years, so if this year you're currently receiving Social Security benefits, you're 67 years old, you're full retirement age, and you made $100,000, let's say, and that's one of your high years, and you paid FICA taxes, then Social Security will recalculate your benefits, throw out one of the low 35 years, add this year, and recalculate your benefits, and you will get an increase. So FICA taxes, again, if it's one of your high years, it will benefit you, but you will have to pay FICA taxes. All right, but what I'm talking about is actual income taxes. All right, so let's talk about income taxes today. At the end, at the end of the video, I'll put a link to the FICA tax video. And another one, an important one, to make sure you're receiving all the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Go through that systematically and make sure your Social Security check is correct. So let's go to the website itself, and we'll just go through it. And that way, this is an authoritative source. I want to make sure we give you, as always, we give you the best, most up-to-date information. Okay, so this is the official Social Security website on taxes, income taxes, and your Social Security benefit. So this is a nice little short abbreviated version. There is a IRS website, Social Security and equivalent railroad retirement benefits. The railroad's kind of interesting, kind of history there. But anyway, that's dozens and dozens and dozens of pages, IRS. So if you suffer from insomnia, the IRS is always a good website to go to put you to sleep pretty quickly. But all of the more details on Social Security and income taxes can be found there. But for the most part, hopefully what I'm about to say applies to most of you out there. So first of all, Social Security has highlighted this. This is not my highlighting. This is Social Security. Some of you have to pay federal income taxes on your Social Security benefits. This usually happens only if you have other substantial income in addition to your benefits. So if all you're receiving is Social Security benefits, you and your spouse, that's all you're receiving, then you're probably not going to pay income taxes. Okay, but if you have other income coming in, then you might have to pay IRS taxes, income taxes, such as wages, self-employment, interest, dividends, other taxable income that must be reported. So you will pay tax on 85% of your Social Security benefits. Again, if you have these other sources of income. And if you don't, see you later. Make sure you go to the end and check out that other video on checking to see if your benefit amount is correct, and subscribe, and that way you keep up to date on all that. But talk to you later. But if you're still here, that means you're receiving other types of income. And here are the thresholds between $25,000 and $34,000. We may have to tax up to 50% of your benefits. If you're receiving over $34,000 as an individual, the IRS will tax 85%, up to 85% of your benefits. And we all love the IRS. I've tried to cancel my subscription to the IRS for decades, and they keep ignoring me. I don't know what's going on. So if you file a joint return, you and your have a spouse of a combined income between 32 and 44,000, then up to 50% of your benefits can be taxed. For over $44,000, again, 85%. So it gives a little example there what married and file in a separate tax return. Okay, so each January you receive the 1099. So if you haven't received your 1099, go to ssa.gov. Hopefully you've already set up an account. If you haven't set up an account yet, I would Social Security highly recommends you set up an account. Why? Because if you set up an account, it's harder for someone else, in the United States or overseas somewhere, to set up an account in your name and then change your direct deposit and change your address and, make trouble for you. But if you set up an account, then Social Security has all your information. And if someone goes in there and starts doing something strange, you get an email, so you can immediately stop it. But so set up an account, even if you're not going to use it. Some people have set up accounts years ago and they just haven't gone in there. But you can go in there and, get your password again. So the 1099, you can go in there and print off your 1099. If you just got completely locked out and you can't do it, just call the 1-800 number, 772-1213, and they can go ahead and send you a 1099 so you can go ahead and file your taxes. So tax season, one of the important things is your Social Security card. It might not apply for you, but if you got any kids or grandkids or kids in the neighborhood, whatever, new babies, if they don't have a Social Security number, you don't need the Social Security card to file taxes. All you need is the number. So if they don't have a Social Security number yet, they never got it, make sure you get it. Make sure whoever that is goes to Social Security immediately, because around April, the end of March, April, everybody all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I need my son or daughter's Social Security number to file for taxes. Everybody heads down to the local Social Security office. And again, I ran the third busiest office in the country with thousands of people on a regular basis, on a daily basis. But usually between March 15th and mid-April, we've got even more. So the line to get in is even worse. And now with COVID and everything, it's even worse on that. So long story short, get it now. Go down there and get it all set up. All right. You can also, if it turns out you're going to be paying taxes and it looks like you're going to be paying taxes next year and you don't want to do it all at once, you can do what's called a voluntary withholding. And it's you can go online. It's a short little form, and you can print it off and you can put how much you want withheld from your Social Security check. So you don't, have to pay it back. So you don't have to, deal with it during tax season. You can get a certain amount taken out of your Social Security check on a monthly basis. So it's a W-4V. It's a voluntary withholding, and you send it to Social Security. You can just go and fax it to your local Social Security office. And when you fax it, make sure you fax it with a fax machine that has, there are fax machines out there that has a confirmation that it went through. Or you can mail it and hopefully it gets there, or take it down to the local office and just drop it off. Always make copies. And again, make sure you subscribe. If you've got any questions about any of this, make sure you reach out to us. If you know anybody that needs help with retirement, disability, Medicare, Medicare plans, the Affordable Care Act, make sure you share our information. All right, that's it for today. Have a beautiful day.